If you've ever needed a voiceover for a YouTube video, TikTok, podcast, advertisement, or even an entire audiobook, you already know the problem. Finding a voice that actually sounds human can be surprisingly difficult. Some AI voices sound robotic. Others have strange pauses, unnatural pronunciation, or that obvious AI tone that makes your content feel cheap. But in 2026, AI voice generators have improved dramatically. Some of them can now control emotion, pacing, pronunciation, tone, and even different speaking styles. So today, we're looking at 3 of the best AI voice generators you can use for creating professional voiceovers. And I'm not just going to list them. I'll explain what makes each one different, what it's best for, and which one I would choose depending on the type of content you're creating. Let's start with number 3. Number 3, Speechify. Speechify is probably one of the easiest AI voice platforms to get started with. Its main strength is simplicity. You can take a piece of text, paste it into the platform, choose a voice, and generate your audio without needing to understand complicated settings. And the voice quality has improved significantly. The voices are smooth, clear, and easy to understand, which makes Speechify useful for videos, educational content, articles, presentations, and other situations where you need clean narration. Another advantage is the variety of voices and languages. If you're creating content for an international audience, having different languages and accents available can be extremely useful. For example, you could create an English version of your video and then produce versions for other audiences without recording everything yourself. Speechify is also useful if you're not specifically a professional video creator. Maybe you have a blog post that you want to turn into audio. Maybe you have a script that you want to listen to before recording it. Or maybe you simply want to generate narration without spending hours recording yourself. That's where Speechify becomes very convenient. However, there is one important thing to understand. Speechify is focused heavily on making text-to-speech simple and accessible. If you're an advanced creator looking for extremely detailed voice control, you may want something more specialized. And that's where number 2 comes in. Number 2, PlayHT. PlayHT is a much more creator-focused AI voice platform. One of its biggest advantages is the large selection of AI voices. You can experiment with different accents, genders, ages, tones, and speaking styles depending on the type of content you're creating. This is especially useful for YouTube channels. Imagine you're creating a documentary-style video. You might want a deep and serious narrator. But if you're creating a technology channel, you might prefer something energetic and modern. And if you're creating educational content, you may want something calm and easy to follow. With a large voice library, you have much more freedom to experiment. Another important advantage is workflow. When you're producing a lot of videos, speed matters. You don't want to spend hours recording the same script over and over again. With an AI voice generator, you can modify your script, regenerate the audio, and continue editing your video. This makes tools like PlayHT particularly useful for creators who publish frequently. It's also useful for businesses. Companies can use AI voices for product demonstrations, training materials, advertisements, presentations, and other content. But there is a downside. Having a huge number of voices can actually make choosing the right one more difficult. You may spend a lot of time testing different voices before finding one that fits your brand. And if your goal is the absolute highest level of natural-sounding narration, there is another platform that deserves the number 1 spot. Number 1, 11 Labs. 11 Labs has become one of the biggest names in AI voice generation, and the reason is simple. The voices can sound extremely natural. We're not talking about the old robotic text-to-speech voices that sounded like a GPS. Modern 11 Labs voices can have realistic pauses, changes in emphasis, natural pronunciation, and different emotional tones. That makes a huge difference when you're creating long-form content. Think about a documentary. If the narrator sounds exactly the same from the first sentence to the last, people will notice. A good narrator needs rhythm. Some sentences need to sound exciting. Others need to sound serious. Some need to slow down so the viewer can understand the information. That's where realistic AI narration becomes much more useful. 11 Labs is also popular among YouTubers, filmmakers, developers, and content creators because it gives you much more control over the voice generation process. You can create consistent narration across multiple videos, which is extremely important if you're building a channel. For example, imagine you create a technology channel. You choose one voice as your narrator. Now, every video can use the same voice. After 10, 20, or 50 videos, that voice becomes part of your channel identity. Your audience starts recognizing it. And that's something you should think about if you're building a faceless YouTube channel. The voice isn't just narration, it's part of your brand. Another interesting feature of modern AI voice platforms is voice cloning. With the right permissions, you can create a digital version of a person's voice and use it for content creation. This can be extremely useful for creators who want to maintain their own voice without recording every single video. But this technology also comes with responsibility. You should only clone voices when you have the necessary permission and rights. So, which AI voice generator should you actually choose? If you want something simple and easy to use, Speechify is a great starting point. If you want a large selection of voices and more flexibility for content creation, Play HT is worth trying. But if your priority is highly realistic narration and you're building serious content around a consistent voice, 11 Labs is the platform I would look at first. And here's the most important thing. Don't choose an AI voice just because it sounds impressive for 5 seconds. Test it with an entire paragraph. Listen to how it handles commas, questions, long sentences, technical words, numbers, and transitions. A voice can sound amazing in one sentence and completely unnatural in another. Also think about your audience. A gaming channel might need an energetic voice. A documentary channel might need something deeper and slower. A technology channel might work better with a confident and conversational narrator. The best AI voice isn't necessarily the most realistic voice, it's the voice that fits your content. And AI voice generation is only getting better. What used to require expensive recording equipment, microphones, voice actors, and hours of editing can now be done with a script and a few clicks. For creators, that's a massive change. So if you're building a YouTube channel, creating short-form content, making educational videos, or simply looking for a faster way to turn your writing into professional narration, these 3 tools are definitely worth checking out. Speechify for simplicity, Play HT for flexibility, and 11 Labs for highly realistic AI narration. Now, the question is, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more videos about the best AI tools, websites, and technology that can actually save you time, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.